I heard rumors that you have a joke.
Yeah, the rumors are never good, right?
Are you paying for these jokes?
I would like to say so.
But, all right, tell me the joke and I'll tell you whether or not you paid for it. Let's hear this joke.
Would you believe it if I said that Roller Skate Stories was all over RITC? And I'm not just talking about the annoying videographer. I'm talking about the merch.
Oh, okay. And RITC, for those who don't know, is rolling in the Carolinas, where he just was for the last several days.
I felt like an eternity.
So would I believe you? Yeah, because you took a lot of merch out there.
Well, that was a joke.
That wasn't a joke. That was a statement of fact.
No, that response, that was a good one. I got you. I got you. That was a joke. Welcome back to another episode of Roller Skate Stories. That was my joke. I'm Marcus. This is Roger.
I think we're going to have to go over the definition of a joke. What a joke actually is.
If you get the response.
It doesn't matter?
Yes.
It doesn't matter if it was funny or not, as long as you get a response.
I'll play your reaction back, and you let me know if it counts as a joke or not.
I think people should write in and let us know if you think that was a joke.
I deliver it perfect.
It's all in the delivery. That's what somebody told me. All right. Well, I guess we'll let it go. We'll let it slide.
All jokes aside.
All joke, literally. Literally. We're back. Roller Skate Story Season 2 rolling right along. Thank you for being a part of it. Once he composes himself, we'll keep moving.
I'll stop telling jokes right now because we can't do a proper intro.
Good idea. And the subject matter for today is it's not quite that up. So it's phenomenal. It's different. We don't generally have this kind of a program on Roller Skate Stories, but
it's important.
It's important. It's very important. And well, you'll see when we do the interview. But I just declared this Zoni Girls month because this is episode 4 of the Zoni Girls. We're going to talk to Paige and Sasha once again. Actually, I did because he was in North Carolina. Zoni activity. And we're going to deal with a difficult subject, but like he says, it's important. So check it out. I am here once again, Skateland Chandler, with Paige and Sasha, the original Zoni Girls. So thanks once again for taking the time to talk with us today. So Marcus is off jet setting. He's in North Carolina. Maybe you've heard about it. It's rolling in the Carolinas. He's there with Milton. So I'm fully expecting a lot of great footage to come out of that, maybe even some interviews. So, but on the downside, it does leave me here by myself. So we'll see if I can handle this all alone.
Yeah.
The jury's still out on that one. I'll give it my best shot. So we just came off of 3 action-packed Zoni Girls episodes.
Yeah.
They were great, lots of fun. But we still didn't get everything. There was still more to pack in. And so I am going to just declare something right here, on the spot, spur of the moment. I am declaring March to be Zoni Girls Month at Roller Skate Story.
I like it. Yeah.
So congrats.
Yes.
Yay, Zoni Girls. So what happened last time we were here and they were starting a session, the music came up, and it's a little bit hard to continue a discussion when you got loud music in the background.
Yeah.
It's good to skate to, but not so good to talk to. So here we are again to talk about the thing that we missed. And honestly, it's not an easy discussion.
Yeah.
It's very difficult, but it's very important. And so again, I'm really appreciative of you two for coming back and opening up your lives and letting us peer in a little bit.
Of course.
Okay. So what I'm talking about is cancer, and there's really no easy way to get into the discussion. So let's just dive in head first.
Yeah.
So in June of 2022, you, Paige, were diagnosed with cancer.
Yes.
You had started Zoni Girls in like 2019, 2020.
Yeah.
And then a couple years later, here you are finding out you have cancer. How did that come about? How did that diagnosis come about?
Yeah. I had been struggling a long time, and I guess, I don't know, like anyone finds out that they have cancer, but
yeah,
went to the doctors and got some really sad news. But I held on to it for probably like a couple months before I like broke it to the family. Because I was stressed. I was stressed about like how it would affect everyone else and how, just trying to navigate what's going on. But you can't really hide things from like your support systems. So.
Right. Well, I totally get it. I mean, let's be honest, it's something that everyone fears, and it became a reality for you, and it's something that you've had to deal with every day since then. I mean, it had to be like life picked up a 2x4 and just smacked you in the head as hard as it could.
Pretty much.
What was your initial reaction? Did it force you into depression?
Kind of not.
Really? Okay.
So when I first found out, like, I laughed, which was kind of like weird. It's a weird reaction.
Like, I can't believe this is happening.
I was like, what?
For real, okay.
And then I kind of just pretended like it didn't exist. So I didn't tell my family about it, but I also was trying not to think about it a lot either. So I kind of just kept trekking on with my life and just tried to pretend like it wasn't a problem until I had to start treatments and actually start facing it. So yeah.
So did they recommend chemo? You did do chemo.
Yeah,
right?
I did.
Did they recommend that right away?
I've been doing. So actually, I started with radiation, and then ended up doing chemo, and pretty much.
I didn't know there's a difference.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's get Sasha in. At the same time, I mean, when you found out, what was your initial thought? How did you react?
I think I started laughing too.
Yeah.
Really?
we just, I guess, don't have a good way of handling.
Sure.
But like even now, we like laugh and like
It's
make
kind of
dark
a joke.
humor jokes about it, and it's like to people who like don't understand. We're like, oh, sorry, like that's weird for you.
That's just us.
Yeah, but this is just how we handle it. But she took us all to our favorite location where we give sad news in our family.
Okay.
And good news.
And good news.
It's just like our spot.
Just all kinds of news. Okay.
And yeah, she told all of us, and we were just like, okay, what next?
Okay.
Yeah.
But at some point, reality sets in.
Yeah.
So they recommended chemo right away or radiation?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, that's a challenge in itself, right?
Yeah. It's definitely an interesting process because it's really hard. Like, you kind of have to be your own advocate and find what works best for you. And I feel like people go through this with really any illness at all, but I just feel like the health system is kind of weird in that way. So yeah, it was kind of weird just finding like what was going to work for me. I didn't know if I wanted to try to do like holistic healing or if I wanted to take like the kind of medical route. So that was a little difficult, but we went through the radiation, and it's definitely not a fun process by any means. Same with chemo, just like not really the most fun journey, but
Okay, educate me. What's the difference between the two?
yeah, so radiation is basically they are just going to put you in a machine and they're going to kind of blast you with radiation.
Okay.
Chemotherapy is actually going inside of your body, so it's going to be like almost like an immunotherapy. There's lots of different versions of it. So yeah, so I get
But you did
intravenous
both?
chemotherapy.
You did both. Do you feel like it helped?
No, because I'm still doing it, but
Explain the process of it, like.
yeah, it does help for sure. I do, like, you get regular scans and you'll be able to kind of process it, like see it going down or going up. So it's definitely been a wave of events, I suppose.
Roller coaster.
Yeah, for sure. I started with my cancer was in one location, and then it metastasized to other locations. So I'm like partially in remission, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So now we're targeting, the last bit of it. Yeah.
There's other treatments that you're doing? Is there like change in diet? Anything else that you're doing?
Yeah, totally. Change in diet, definitely change in lifestyle, reducing stress for sure. We're trying a lot of different holistic methods of healing, I suppose. So there's lots of different things we can do. I get IVs, we've tried red light therapy, we've tried like hyperbaric chambers, we've tried so many different things. So it's like a long journey for sure.
So there may be other people out there that are going through something similar. Do you have advice or encouragement for them?
I would say the biggest advice I have is to be your own advocate. It's really hard when you want to listen to your doctors when they're saying like this is the best thing for you, but it's a pain. But doing your own research, talking to other people that have been through similar things, and just kind of go with your gut feeling of what you feel like is going to work best for you instead of just taking like the first recommendation that you get. So just like, yeah.
Okay. Well, one of the things you mentioned in an earlier conversation, I'm going to paraphrase a little bit, but you said, I think you said fighting with yourself.
Yeah.
What did you mean by that?
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people go through that where your brain kind of tells you all the things that you can't do or you shouldn't do or how to feel, but I feel like, and that's like the biggest battle that I think I've faced. Oh, I'm gonna start crying. Oh no. I'm so sorry.
You should have brought tissues. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anything you want to add at this point? How do you support Paige in going through all this?
Well, I moved in with Paige after she got her diagnosis, just to like, so she's not living by herself, and like if anything happens to her, like someone's in the house with her, or like just taking extra care of her. So yeah.
Does it, I'm assuming you have good days and bad days, right?
Yeah.
But there's sometimes when it's, I think you said it's hard to get up. It's just hard to move, it's hard to, yeah.
It definitely is. And a lot of it too, I feel like, is like in your mind. Like, I don't know, you know, when you have like a cold and you're like, I'm not gonna be sick, and you just keep getting up and you just keep going even though your body aches so bad, and then eventually you're like, okay, I kind of got through that. So it's similar to that feeling.
So, and again, I'm going to paraphrase a little bit, but I think you said that skating can be a way to help cope with difficult things that come along. So we're not saying that skating cures cancer by any means, but it can help, right?
Absolutely.
It can be therapeutic.
It totally does. Like, skating by far is a thing that keeps us moving. Like, our whole lifestyle is built around skating and around Zonigirls. And it's not just like the activity of skating, but being around other people, like hearing the music and like feeling like the air go by you when someone else passes you. Like, it's just reminds you that like life is worth like living, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you become a part of something bigger than yourself.
Yeah, for
the
sure.
skate community.
As hard as it gets, like, Paige is over here, like, with fighting cancer,
I know.
getting
It doesn't seem real.
radiation blasting in her body, and she's still out here, like, making the most of it and, like, skating. And, like, most people would be, like, bedridden.
Right.
But Paige is up, running a business, working every day, every weekend, skating.
Every
going
time I
to
see her,
events.
she's smiling.
Yeah,
Try.
she's the most positive person I know. And it's, like, horrible, honestly. I'm like, God, be a little more negative. Because then it's like, if I want to be negative, it's like, oh.
I'm the only one who's being negative here, right?
Yeah.
I get that, yeah.
Yeah.
So her advice to you is be a little more negative.
I'll be a little bit more negative. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
Paige. But just like, if you are like battling with your problems and it kind of feels like it's the end of the world, like, just keep going. And that's all you can really do is make the most of it.
Yeah, that's true. I also, like, I feel like my big thing is that I realized, like, because people say that often where they're like, oh, my problems don't matter because, like, you're battling something bigger. But I feel like everyone's problems are really big and really important to them. So, like, being able to come out into the world, or, like, our example is coming out into the skate community, and just knowing that no matter what people are dealing with, like, you can be humble and you can, like, just be an important part of someone else's day is, like, really cool.
And
So I
be an
feel-
inspiration.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really true. And our hype skaters are amazing examples of that, because they all have, like, their own struggles that they're all dealing with, but they kind of just, like, leave it at, like, the Zoney door and just, like, step out and just give everyone a good time. And, like, I don't have cancer when I'm doing Zoney stuff. I just don't. Like, I just try to make it, like, it's about providing something to someone else. And then it makes me feel better when I go home. I'm like, you know what? My problem isn't that bad, you know, something. So I was just like, is it though? But yeah, I mean, if you can step out and just put your problems aside and, like, put someone else first, and it just really,
Or just put skating first and doing something that you love to take away from
seriously,
all the stuff that's going on in the world.
if anyone is battling, like, anxiety, depression, like, literally anything, just try roller skating or try something that is, like, active, because you almost forget that you have a problem. And then by the time you get home, you're like, I feel really good. Like, Sasha does this often. She'll kind of have, like, a meh day, and, like, you just get out and...
Yeah, if I, like,
Get out and move.
drag myself to the park to, like, even if I'm just gonna go sit outside with my skates on, I'm like, I did something.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of myself. I got out of the house.
And there's no guarantees for any of us, right? I mean, there's no guarantees in life. So I think what I'm hearing you say is just make the best of
Yeah.
what you have every day. Have a positive attitude, and life can throw you some good things along with the
does.
bad.
It does, yeah. Because we got a lot of crap going on, but Zoney is doing really good.
Phenomenal. Definitely. As Zoney Month attests to.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, anything else you want to add at this point?
I think a fun little fact, when I was looking at the sketchbook, I feel like not a lot of people, like, there's a lot of little details that we, like, add into things that people don't really know about. So, like, there's the little, like, X's and dots in our logo, and it signifies all three of us sisters and our mom and dad. We all have matching tattoos.
Okay.
And so it signifies, like, we have, like, 2 dots and then an X for, like, whichever sister you are or whichever, like, member you are in the family. And, like, we've incorporated it into the logo and some of our stickers and stuff. And not a lot of people know, like, maybe they don't even see it. And if they do see it, they're like, what are those about?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Now we know.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we have a sticker of like a Afro Queen skating, and she has my tattoo. And then there's another one that has Sashi's tattoo. So they're kind of everywhere. It's really cute.
That's awesome. Well, you guys have just got so much going on. I don't think we're even going to get it all in 4 episodes, but we really appreciate your time. Thanks for coming down. On behalf of the skate community, I just want to say, on behalf of everyone, we love you. Keep up what you're doing. You're in our prayers, and we just want to encourage you and support you as much as possible.
Thank you.
Keep the Zoney activities coming.
We
And happy
definitely will.
Zoni Girls Month.
Happy Zoni Girls.
Yes.
I love this.
Yeah. We got to get that going.
All
Like
right.
we do Zoni activity.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Zoni Girls Month on Roller Skate Stories.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Watching that shows the strength of the Zoni Girls.
Absolutely.
Shows the resilience of the Zoni Girls.
And we're-
Exposing that shows the integrity of, Paige and the dynamics of the Zoni Girls.
and when someone in the family has cancer, it's not just them who has to deal with it. It's the whole family, and it becomes the whole community. Everyone becomes a part of it, and it's always a struggle, right? But there are things along the way that show people care, and show people's strength.
I think
And-
it really shows the responsibility that we each should carry,
Yeah.
and don't allow excuses to get in the way of supporting.
Exactly.
If you just show up, not everything requires you to purchase something or spend money to participate. Just presence.
Just being there. Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, great month, the Zoney month on Roller Skate Stories. We got a lot of fabulous programs coming up. Too many to talk about, but tune in next week for another new Roller Skate Stories. We always want to thank Larry and Jeff at Skateland Chandler.
Thank you, B-Dash, for hosting Coast to Coast now on Tuesdays.
So it used to be Turnt Up Tuesdays. Now it's Coast to Coast.
Now it's Coast to Coast.
So
Bring in.
come check it out.
And the story behind Coast to Coast is to pretty much bring the West Coast, all the way from this coast to the East Coast to the West Coast.
So everyone,
Yeah.
the whole country.
All skate styles are welcome. Everybody come be creative.
So that's Skateland, and I'm going to get the time wrong. It's 8
To 11.
30,
8 to 11.
8 to 11?
Yeah.
Check up here because this will be right, but I'm not sure which one of us is right. But also, we want to thank
Sonya.
at
Great Skate.
At Great Skate. See, that's why I get confused because Great Skate is the one that's 8:30 to 11:30, right? Yes. Okay, then that's Sunday night. Great Skate. That's a lot of fun too.
A new teleprompter, a new seat.
I know,
And we have new problems with the riser.
but the teleprompter still has the same technical problems, so you just got to work through that. But anyway, check out what he's got going on Instagram. He's got all kinds of followers, all kinds of fun, all kinds of videos. It's just never ending over
Make
there.
sure you tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to like, subscribe, and share to what's going on YouTube.
And we'll love you for it. If you want to email us
Yeah, we're at rollerspacestories
at gmail.com. I think that's it.
No,
Think-
hit the notification.
Oh, yeah.
Stay in on the action. It's much easier to stay in on the action because I might sneak something in on there.
You never know. You never know. So you definitely want that. All right, I think we're out of here. We'll see you next time on Roller Skate Stories.